The rain pounded relentlessly on the sidewalk as Sarah stood outside her upscale suburban home soaked to the bone, clutching a single suitcase. Her husband of 8 years now. Ex-husband slammed the door behind her, his final words, echoing in her ears, "You're worthless to me if you can't give me a child." Just like that, after countless failed IVF treatments and endless doctor visits, he threw her out for being infertile. She had nowhere to go, no family nearby, and the man she loved had discarded her like yesterday's trash. As Sarah stumbled toward the street, tears mixing with the rain, a black luxury SUV pulled up beside her. The window rolled down, revealing a handsome man in his late 30s, Alexander Grant, CEO of a major tech company, and his young daughter in the back seat. He looked at her with concern and said softly, "Come with me." Sarah Thompson was 32, a former marketing executive who had given up her career to support her husband Mark's ambitions. They lived in a beautiful 2-story house in a quiet neighborhood outside Chicago. For years they tried everything to have a baby specialist, treatments, prayers, but nothing worked. Doctors confirmed Sarah was infertile. Mark grew distant, resentful. He stopped touching her, stopped talking about their future. Instead, he buried himself in work and late nights with colleagues. Sarah pretended not to notice the signs, hoping love would win. Alexander Grant, 38, was the widowed CEO of Grant Technologies, one of the fastest-growing software companies in the Midwest. 5 years ago, his wife died in a car accident, leaving him to raise their 7-year-old daughter, Emily, alone. He threw himself into work to provide the best life for her: private school dance lessons, a nanny, but Emily missed having a mother's warmth. At night, she'd hug her teddy bear and whisper, "I wish Mommy was here." Alex's mansion felt empty despite its size. One stormy Friday evening in November, Alex and Emily were driving home from her ballet recital. Emily was chatting excitedly about her performance when Alex spotted a woman on the sidewalk, drenched, pulling a suitcase. Something about her posture, the defeated slump of her shoulders, made him slow down. Emily noticed too. "Daddy, that lady looks sad. She's crying." Alex pulled over. Through the rain-streaked window, he saw Sarah's pale face, mascara running down her cheeks. He didn't know her story yet, but his heart ached in a way it hadn't in years. "Stay here, sweetie," he told Emily, then stepped out into the rain with an umbrella. "Ma'am, are you okay? Do you need help?" he asked gently. Sarah looked up, startled. "I'm fine, thank you." But she clearly wasn't. Alex glanced at the house behind her, the one with the freshly closed door, and understood. "Please get in the car. At least dry off. My daughter and I were just heading home. It's warm there." After a moment's hesitation, Sarah nodded and climbed in. That night, Alex offered Sarah the guest room. She accepted, too exhausted and heartbroken to refuse kindness from a stranger. Over coffee the next morning, she poured out her story. How Mark had blamed her entirely for their infertility, how he'd been having an affair with a younger colleague who was now pregnant. The divorce papers were already signed. She had 30 days to vacate the house. Alex listened quietly, his jaw tightening. He knew that kind of pain, losing the person you loved most, being left alone to pick up the pieces. Emily wandered in, curious about the nice lady staying with them. When Sarah smiled weakly at her, Emily ran over and hugged her legs. "You can stay forever if you want." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. She had always dreamed of being a mother, but now that dream felt shattered forever. The problem deepened over the next weeks. Sarah tried to find an apartment, but her savings were drained from the failed treatments, and Mark had frozen their joint accounts. Job interviews fell through. She hadn't worked in years, and her confidence was gone. She felt like a burden in Alex's home, even though he insisted she stay as long as needed. Alex wrestled with his own conflict. He hadn't dated since his wife's death, focusing solely on Emily and the company. But Sarah's gentle presence filled the house with warmth. Emily adored her. Sarah helped with homework, braided her hair, read bedtime stories. Yet Alex feared getting close. What if he opened his heart only to lose again? Sarah, meanwhile, battled guilt and shame. "I'm broken," she whispered to herself one night. "No one will ever want me." Days turned into weeks. Sarah started helping around the house, cooking meals, organizing Emily's playroom. Alex noticed how Emily blossomed, laughing more than she had in years. One evening, after putting Emily to bed, Alex found Sarah in the kitchen staring at old photos on her phone. "You don't have to go through this alone," he said softly. Sarah shook her head. "I'm infertile, Alex. I can't give anyone the family they deserve. Mark was right, I'm not enough. Alex stepped closer. Mark was an idiot. Family isn't just about blood or biology. Look at Emily. She already loves you, Sarah. Began applying for jobs again with Alex's encouragement. He even offered to help update her resume. Small acts of kindness built trust. He drove her to interviews, surprised her with her favorite coffee, listened when nightmares of rejection woke her. One afternoon, Emily had a school play. Sarah attended as Aunt Sarah, cheering loudest. Afterward, Emily ran to her arms wide. You're the best, Sarah. I wish you were my mommy. The words hit Sarah like a wave. She hugged Emily tightly, tears streaming. That night, Alex found Sarah packing. I can't stay, she said, voice breaking. I'm falling for you both, but I'll only hold you back. You deserve someone who can give Emily a sibling, a real family. Alex took her hand. Sarah, you already are real family to us. Emily doesn't need a sibling, she needs you. And I need you too. But Sarah pulled away, afraid to believe it. She booked a cheap motel for the next day, determined not to impose anymore. The morning Sarah was set to leave, a heavy snow fell over Chicago. She hugged Emily goodbye in the foyer, promising to visit. Emily clung to her, crying, Please don't go. You're my best friend. Alex stood silently, pain etched on his face. As Sarah reached for her suitcase, Emily ran upstairs, sobbing. The house felt colder than the snow outside. Sarah stepped onto the porch, snowflakes swirling. She looked back one last time. Alex followed her out, coatless. Sarah, wait. His voice cracked. I've been scared to say this, but losing my wife taught me life is too short to let fear win. You're not broken. You're the strongest, kindest woman I've ever met. Emily and I, we don't want a perfect family. We want you. Tears froze on Sarah's cheeks. But I can't give you. You already have, he interrupted. You've given us laughter. Again, hope, love. He stepped closer, taking her cold hands in his. Come with me, not as a guest. As part of us. Marry me, Sarah. Let's build the family we all deserve together. Sarah stared at him, heart pounding. Behind Alex, Emily appeared at the door, eyes wide and hopeful. In that moment, under the falling snow, Sarah saw it clearly. Family wasn't about biology. It was about choosing to love every single day. She dropped her suitcase and ran into Alex's arms. He held her tightly as Emily rushed out, wrapping around them both. The three stood there, in the snow, crying and laughing. A new family forming in the quiet storm. 6 months later, Sarah moved in permanently. She landed a part-time marketing job she loved, and Alex supported her every step. They adopted a rescue dog that Emily named Hope. On weekends, the three of them baked cookies, went to parks, and built snowmen, just like a real family. One sunny spring day, Alex proposed properly with a ring down on one knee in the backyard while Emily held a sign that read, Will you be my mommy? Sarah said yes through happy tears. They married quietly that summer, surrounded by close friends. Sarah never conceived, but she became the most devoted mother to Emily, and later they welcomed foster children into their home, giving love to those who needed it most. Sarah finally understood she wasn't worthless. She was exactly what a little girl and a lonely man had been waiting for all along. If this heartwarming story touched you and left you in tears, don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe for more emotional, cinematic stories every week. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. We've got so many inspiring tales coming your way. Tell us in the comments, what would you do if you saw someone in need like Sarah? Would you open your home and heart? Your stories inspire us too. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.